past the hour of 8. You're welcome. This is the Morning Crossfire on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakurubatibo. Apparently, my guest on the show is not ready. It's not available. So you and I will just kickstart the conversations and talk for development. It's always a pleasure having you on the other side of the radio. And today, I really wanted us to talk about the current petrol situation. There is petrol scarcity in some parts of Nigeria. There is also petrol price hike. There is a hike in pricing of petrol. And we know how this will impact the already battered economy. We know how this will impact your pockets. It means that the already expensive cost of living will even become more costlier. And I know a lot of Nigerians are going through very difficult times. I mean, if you look at some of the economic reports, unemployment rate has increased, inflation 29.9%. I mean, I can go on and on about the consequences of the current economic situation or economic reality. And now we're seeing what is playing out, which is that the petroleum sector currently, especially petrol, is unstable, and it's impacting on the economic realities of Nigerians. Now, we have been following up the story. A lot of you have been following up the story as well. And we started hearing from last week that NATO, responsible for, transportation of goods around Nigeria, have decided to go on strike. And that reason, or according to my understanding, that reason is that, diesel is expensive and it's making their operations expensive as well. Now, they had earlier met with the government. They had written to the government to look at ways with which, they can have some relief. They can have some, maybe you can call it subsidy of some sort. However, those what do you call it now? It didn't yield any result. It didn't yield any increase, so to say. And right now, they have decided to embark on strike, and there are no truckers, there are no trucks carrying petroleum products around the country, and that is the reason, or one of the reasons, why we have the petroleum situation as we have it right now. Now, I was supposed to have the chairman of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association here in River State, that's IPMAN, in person of Tekena Ikpaki, but I don't know, I can't seem to reach him, and when I do, I don't know. But however, he did say earlier that the reason why there is the petroleum scarcity, or petrol prices, as the case may be, is that there are delays in vessel supply to depot and the impact of the NATO strike. Now, he also has urged motorists and residents to avoid panic buying, because that will also worsen the situation. Hopefully, I would still reach out to him. Hopefully, maybe he and I can have a conversation. I do not know, but I would like to hear from you. What is the current petrol situation in your area? I am having to, find a way to still have this conversation, irrespective of the fact that my guest has not been able to make it into the studio this morning. My goodness. So the question I want to ask you is, first, how is this impacting you? What is the petrol situation like in your area? Are there long queues? What is the pricing of petrol in your area? I would like to know. So I'm just going to open the phone lines and get your thoughts on this very one. 0817-923 0002 and 0817-923-0003. You could also use the number 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number 0809-0306-416. Let's get talking. I'd like to hear what is on your mind. Remember, you can send me WhatsApp messages. We're live on Facebook as well, Nigeria Info PH. We're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. let's get the conversations rolling. And it's very simple. What is the situation like in your area? How is this impacting your life? Like I already mentioned, we already have a very battered economic reality, inflation, unemployment. The list is endless. I mean, Naira, I can see the trend on X is now somewhere around the region of 1,700 Naira. The pound to the Naira is ranging between 1,800 and 2,100 Naira. So when you look at all of these indices, the economy is already in a very bad situation. But now you add the petrol to this, given how much petrol is instrumental to almost every facet of our society. Oh my goodness, you want to think about the impact right now. And so I'm asking you the question, what suggestions do you have? I mean, government is trying to deal with this. Government is trying to reason with NATO, is trying to reason, with all the necessary associations responsible for petrol distribution in the country. How do you think the government can handle this? What are your worries? What are your concerns? What are you hopeful for? What do you expect the government to do? These are some of the things I'd like to hear from you. I'm going to take my first call right now. 92.3 Nigeria Info. What's your name? Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Canada.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
My name is David West.
All right, David West, welcome.
Calling you from the city of Yenegua.
All right, David West, welcome.
My brother, the fuel situation is terrible. As at yesterday, I could not even ascertain the amount I bought this year. But the petrol station I went to, it was written there 660.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think we're having network issues, Abby. 92.3 Nigeria Info. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning to you.
My name is Harry Ofiti, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Harry Ofiti. Yeah. Welcome then.
It's a terrible situation, Canada.
Okay.
I tell you the truth.
All right.
In my area from Uguna Valley down to Garrison, there are filling stations. But I tell you, even NNPC very close to IPMAN city, very close to that roundabout. All is locked up. Nothing is happening.
Even NNPC?
Even what?
You said even NNPC? I'm asking.
Yes, even NNPC. In fact, NNPC it has been locked for a very long time, even for a week now. The rumor that we heard was that they are selling below the price what they buy.
Okay.
So they sell it to other filling stations in order for them to gain more. Those 1 naira you think are nothing, add something to them.
All right.
This thing reminds me of how Tinubu government started. When bishops were fake, pastors were fake, they brought different people. So many things are compounded in this soil.
All right, let's stay on the issue. But thank you very much. Thank you for your thoughts. Let's take another call. Hello, your name, your location, your contribution.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you. Welcome. What's on your mind?
My name is Daniel.
All right, Daniel, welcome.
I'm calling from OGRA.
All right, Daniel from Old GRA.
I want to talk concerning the current situation of the country because this thing is no longer funny anymore. Things are becoming more difficult. Imagine now, I wanted to come back rice today, this morning. The woman told me that there's no longer 20 naira price. I'm currently now cost of transportation because the government can help, but the only thing that the government is doing now, because their families are feeling fine, so they're no longer concerned concerning the cost. This thing is no longer funny anymore. The price of things every day, things to increase price again, and that are grassroots can no longer feel fine.
All right.
Things are becoming more difficult. It's no longer funny anymore.
All right, then. Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much. It's not funny, you said. And that's why we're talking about it, because I know it's not funny. We go for our first commercial set. I'll try to re-establish connection with my guest. I hope he's ready this time. and you and I will talk, and we'll look into the various issues and look for solutions as well. And then I'll get back to you and continue to take stock of the impact of the current petrol situation in the country. I am Kaladaka Rubata, but this is the Morning Crossfire 92.3 Nigeria Info 2 stations. All right, welcome back. This is the Morning Crossfire 90.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakorubatabo. And finally, I have my guest on the phone, and we will now have a proper conversation with My guest is the Rivers Chairman, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, and is Tekena Ikpaki. Good morning to you, and welcome on the show.
Good morning, sir.
All right. So please, what can you tell us concerning or relating to the current petrol situation in the country, most especially in Rivers State? We see a sudden price in some parts. In other places, we see scarcity. I've just taken a few calls, and the report that I'm getting is that certain filling stations are even shut down. So, what can you tell us about the current petroleum situation in the country?
I think there is no cause for alarm, even though there is filling scarcity in town. Supplies have already also been made, but means of delivery is the issue. I think the moment the strike is called off, I think the strike by NATO and the ETD on the bank, there will be supplies all around town, and this tension will dance down.
So you're saying the reason why there is the current petrol situation is because there is no means for distribution of the product. The product is available, but cannot be distributed.
Yes, sir. Product is available at the moment at the depot. Means of distribution is the issue at hand right now.
Okay, so why is there a challenge of distribution? What is the problem? Can you give us that in detail? Let's get to know. Let's understand.
It is because of the ongoing strike by NATO that does not allow vehicular movement from point A, the depot, to point B, the distribution outlet.
So why is that the strike? Why are they striking? Do you have an idea? I know you're not a member of NATO, but you're in the petroleum sector. So do you have an idea as to why they have decided not to distribute the petroleum product from point A to point B?
It is not their decision not to distribute the product, but because of the strike, it does not allow for vehicular movement. And the reason for their strike is known to them. I think they are also in talks with the federal government. It's not something I would have to dabble with.
Oh, so you can't not tell us. You do not have an idea, or you do, and you don't want to say. Which is it?
I do not have a substantial idea why they are going on strike, but of course it will border around welfare.
Okay, it borders around welfare. Now, as an independent marketer, are there any other ways or means with which this petroleum products can be distributed? Because as you can see, the impact is very heavy on Nigerians who are already going through a difficult economic situation.
The major means of distribution is the use of the tankers. And no tanker is running now due to the ongoing strike. That is what is posing this challenge on us right now.
And the independent marketers don't have their own private truckers or tankers? Is that what you're saying?
We own our tankers, but they are run by the tanker drivers. But that is also a union of its own, called the PTB.
Okay.
Yes. And the PTB works hand in hand with NATO. NATO is like the same RTW for the lighter vehicles. So when National Union of Road Transport Workers are on strike, you know what it means. This is the same thing that is happening in this fair.
So if the government and NATO, or should I even say PTD, which is an offshoot of DUPENG, if they're not able to come to a settlement, this is the situation that will be ongoing until they do. Is that what we're saying?
Most definitely, but we on our own part, we're also doing our best, talking to relevant quarters to seeing how they can solve the problem as quick as possible. This morning, I put call through to one or two persons concerned, and they promised that there's going to be a 2 p.m. talk, and after that talk, there is hopes that the strike will be lifted.
Now, many Nigerians are postulating, they are arguing that this whole situation is a situation created, to increase the price of petrol. And in Nigeria, when something goes up, it's very difficult for it to come down. So people are saying this is a scheme by petroleum stakeholders to increase the price of petrol to maybe somewhere around the region of 1,200 naira. Is there anything you can say about that? Can you educate us on that, please?
That is the perception of the public, but I do not think that is the body language of the federal government and the Petroleum Product Price Regulatory Agency.
When you say you do not think that is, can you explain a little bit further, please?
Because we as IPMAN, we have not got a hint of that, so we cannot substantially expatiate on that.
Okay,
the
so
federal government and the price regulatory agency are the ones who are in charge of fixing these prices. But hitherto, we have not got a wind of that, so we cannot elaborately say much on that.
But can I ask now, who does the importation of the petroleum product into the country? Because I do know that we are yet to get product from our... So the NNPC is the one...
The NNPC does, yes.
Okay. And the NNPC does, is it paying subsidy given the current rate of naira to the dollar? Do you think, in your opinion, that the NNPC is subsidizing?
Of course, when the new government came on board, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government came on board, we are all aware that subsidy was removed. Yes, sir.
And if subsidy, and this is why I'm asking, and because I want to go back to the pricing or the pricing control, if subsidy has been removed, and yet we see the fluctuations, in the dollar rate, we see the fluctuations in also the crude oil pricing, and then yet petrol price remains the same, can it not be argued, or don't you think the public perception may have an argument because the government may have returned to paying subsidy? I'm just asking because yet again you're in the petroleum industry.
Well, it could only be a perception from the public. The clear indices cannot be told by us, but as we know as businessmen also, there are market forces that also affect these fluctuations.
Now, there are also stories that the NNPCL, when it buys the product or when it imports the product, it does not sell directly to the independent marketers, that it's being sold to private depots. Can you elaborate on that? Is that a true story? Is that a fake report? I'd like to hear.
At this moment, products are distributed through the private depots.
Okay.
Due to the non-functionality of the government-owned refineries. So we are hopeful that the refineries will come up stream shortly, and then petroleum products will go to the refineries, which have a larger means of distribution to various parts of the country, not even the state. But for the time being, distribution takes place only from the private depots.
Now, I'm a little bit confused now, because you said the refineries are not working, and that's why private depots are used. But although the refineries are not working, are the depots not working as well? That's the question in my head. Can you help me with that answer?
Okay. You said the NNPC at the point of import do not distribute the product to the independent marketers or to the marketers
directly,
or to the private depot.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
So that is why I said the private depot at this moment is the channel to distribution.
And then I'm now asking,
when the import comes to the private depot.
Oh, okay.
And then NNPC allocates from the private depot to the various sectors.
But why I asked is because I'm wondering what is happening to the public depots. Now, I understand that the refineries are not working, but I don't know. The depots are supposed to be like a storage facility. So what has happened? Do you have an idea as to what has happened to the public depots in Nigeria? And that's the question that is bothering me right now.
Yeah, for my engagement, relevant authorities.
Better. If you were to advise the government based on negotiations with NATO and the petroleum tanker drivers, what would that advice be? Because like I said, when I made my introductory speech, I said we already have a very bad economic reality, very poor economic reality, and petrol is very instrumental, very, very necessary to the runnings of many sectors, if not all the sectors in the country. And I've been speaking with the IPMAN chairman in Rivers State, Tekena Ikpaki, and he said that there is no need to worry, that there is the availability of products. It's just that the truckers have refused to distribute due to their strike, and in no distant time that will be resolved. But my fear is, what if it's not? And that's what we're talking about. So the phone line 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007. WhatsApp number 0809 0306 We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. Let's get your thoughts. I really would love to hear the impact. How is this affecting you? What is transportation like? How is your business faring? These are some of the issues I like to deal with when you do call in. Right, I'm taking my first call now. 92.3, welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Victor, calling from MV.
You're calling from where, Comrade Victor? You're calling from where?
I'm calling from South Africa.
All right, still can't hear you, but go ahead. What is on your mind?
Yes, I wonder if government is aware of what is going on. Like what is man said. We are because of his that
sorry, Comrade Victor, you would have to call back. The line is not clear at all. Good morning to you, 92.3.
Yeah,
what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Welcome.
Yes, my name is JJ, and I'm calling you from Romigbo right now.
All right, JJ from Romigbo, welcome.
Canada is a very pathetic situation.
Okay.
The only place you see small fuel, the queue there, and all the struggle and all those is not something you can behold. But the question you asked is this. Your guest talked about the refineries working soon and all those, but ask me, I would rather go with Tupac. I see no change. This whole thing, they have now used it for campaign. There's like nothing to say anymore for campaign, so let's keep it for 2027. How many times have they told us that Port Harcourt refineries will work? Nipsey Silva told us, $1.something billion has been pumped in. This, we are not seeing anything. The other time they were celebrating flame and all those. Nothing, Canada. See, the only thing that the government need to do now so that everybody can feel the pain is to calculate how much is supposed to be the cost of production. Wherever they go to bring the fuel, they sell it at that cost of production so that they can hasten up. If not, Canada, nothing. Nothing. It's just a campaign thing. Nothing will happen.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. JJ from Rimbo says nothing is changing. Hello, good morning, 92.3. Welcome.
Hello, Canada. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and location, please.
Robin Maja, the farmer, and I'm calling you for today.
All right, Robin Maja, the farmer, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
Canada, when the federal government led by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said the refinery will be funded by December, I am one of those who never believed. Has it worked?
But my guest has said that it will work soon. It's coming on stream very soon. So maybe we should just
Canada,
be patient.
listen to your guest and to our guest. I forgot. But don't forget that our guest this morning on the show is neither the Minister of Petroleum, neither the President of Nigeria.
Okay.
Neither is he working there. So his work cannot be more superior than that of various Ministers of Petroleum. Where are the CPGN vehicles, the compressed natural gas vehicles that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told us they were going to bought? Where are those CPGN vehicles? Where are they? These people are confused to the extent that the wife will have the empowerment to call the wife of governors in Nigeria and tell them to plead to Nigerians that we should endure. And his son who took to his handle to tell Nigeria to endure.
Robin Maja, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm moving on now. 92.3 Nigeria Info. What's your name? Where are you calling in from? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, Comrade Letambari Sunday.
All right.
Calling from Bury.
All right, Comrade Letambari Sunday, welcome. Tell me what's on your mind, please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I greet your guest.
All right.
Morning. Yeah. Canada, it is very painful and disheartening with the way the federal government is handling issues regarding to petrol in this country. We have been fooled so much. You know, there are certain ways you begin to beat a child, and the child one day will hold your hand and suspend your hand. If you want to conk him, he will suspend your hand.
Okay.
Because what? You are taking it for so long, and a day will come when you will say no to that which you normally do. You see, they are pushing Nigerians to hotness. The first, they talked about this Dangote refinery, and several crude oil has been allocated to Dangote refinery. Yet, we do not know how much Dangote is selling. We don't know where that refined product is sent to.
So the refined products are waiting the approval of relevant agencies before it can be distributed. Can you hear me now? The refined products from Dangote's refinery, according to reports, are awaiting approval from relevant agencies before they can be distributed and used by Nigerians.
Canada,
Yeah.
I would disagree with that.
Okay.
For you to refine a product, how many months does it take? How many days does it take?
I've just told you. I've just told you
to
the
refine a product and keep it for approval of how much is going to be sold. That is total fallacy.
It's not just how much it's now. Okay, all right.
You cannot. You see, Canada.
Yeah.
There is a way someone will grow to. You cannot tell him a certain lie.
Now, if you would take time and calm down and listen. It's not just about the pricing. It's also about the quality of what is being produced from that refinery. Even when products are imported, there is the quality control. Remember when we imported what we tagged at the time fake petrol, fake fuel. All right. So now back to my guest. Once again, thank you for being on the show, Tekena Ikpaki, Chairman IPMAN River State. A lot of people have talked about the refinery, and you mentioned it earlier, and you said at least I think Port Harcourt refinery will come on stream soon. Can you expatiate on that? Can you tell us from your interaction or your knowledge of the petroleum industry, how soon is soon?
Okay, as a matter of fact, like I said, from my interaction with relevant authorities,
okay,
we were assured that it will come on stream as soon as possible.
Okay.
Now, even yesterday, I was at the depot, I was told by the depot manager that crude oil had been received. So if crude oil has been received, the next is to start up the process of refining. So government are not sleeping. The last time I visited, the MD told me that it is like, he used the illustration of a cockpit in the plane. That it is like a cockpit where every button has its function. So apparently all of the mechanical works had been done, but a few electrical and just a finishing touch where every component is important or is useful to the process. This is just what they are tidying up. As at the last count, crude oil has been received. So any moment from now, they could start cracking, and hopefully we'll start getting our petroleum products from the refinery.
All right. Okay. Now, let's look at this issue. The strike just started yesterday, or even today, talking about NATO and PTD. However, from reports I earlier got from callers and the situation on the ground, certain filling stations are no longer selling petrol. Are we saying that all of a sudden they've run out of petrol? Are we saying that all of a sudden there is scarcity? Or once again, is this a ploy? Is this all planned to make it difficult for Nigerians and make the product expensive?
Now, what gave rise to this was slight delay in the supply initially before the strike took place. And that was due to, from my own understanding, due to traffic in the waterways.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so there was a delay in supply, and that's why there is the seemingly
slight
scarcity.
Delay in the supply, yes.
All right, interesting. Let's read some messages on WhatsApp, if you will permit me. This one says, Dear Kalada, do not copy anything, but just study various things and make out your original concept, because you do not know what is embedded in that thing you want to copy. The performance of any economy depends on the health of the banks. The cost of energy dictates the direction and utility the citizens derive from the economic policy. Nigeria has copied other economies. See what the citizens are experiencing. If you have time, read Inflation Reduction Act of US, and you say cost of items would continue to increase. Thanks. Triumph from Port Harcourt. This one says, okay, thank you very much. Moving on. Nothing in Nigeria gets better because most dealers of products or services are too heartless and greedy. Brightner from Woji. Gold Rumor Massey says, why is your guest evasive and simple questions? If federal government is paying subsidy or not, he should be able to answer yes or no since he is in that industry. Let me tell him now, federal government is paying subsidy. If your guest thinks otherwise, why is it that it's only NNPC that imports fuel? Why is NNPC opaque in their fuel importation operations? Anyway, the president is opaque in his... Okay, let's leave it there. Gold Rumor Massey, thank you very much. And then finally, good morning, KDB. Your guest was not... Okay, all right, let's leave that one. Okay, back to you. What's your final word? And let's get your thoughts on what could happen in the nearest future concerning the petrol situation in the state.
Okay, I want to advise the public to be patient. Distant time. Optimistically, I would say within the week, the moment the strike is called off, there will be vast supplies.
Are you very sure the strike will be called off before the end of this week?
Yes, of course. The people embarking on the strike too, they feel the pulse of the public. They feel the pulse of the public.
Okay.
But sometimes it's inevitable. That is why people embark on strike, perhaps due to failed negotiations.
Okay.
Which I am not privy to.
Right.
But we are still appealing to them as we can. Like I said, this morning I engaged one of them. They told me there's a 2:00 session. After that session, the fate of the strike will be determined. So I strongly believe this afternoon, if everything goes well, the strike will be called off.
All right. Thank you very much, IPMAN Chairman, Rivers State, Tekena Ikpaki. Thank you very much for your time.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
Give your child a head start with Premier Academy's future-focused education.